my complexion without making it look like I had a bad, terrible ethnic rhinoplasty. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I get my face to look a little bit more symmetrical without the surgical enhancements. And either you don't have the coin or you're just too afraid to go through with the process. This is the makeup tutorial for you. But anyways, you guys, let's get into the video. We're gonna start off with this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, and I'm gonna concentrate this in the T-zone area of my face, because that's where I usually just need it the most to control the shine. And yeah, and I'm obsessed with this product because at first it broke me out, and then I was like, okay, let me give it one more go before I return it, because everybody and their mother raves about the product. So why is it not working for me? And I usually, like, products usually don't give me a hard time, but when I tried it the second time, it worked out fine. So that was one of my book. Y'all been obsessed with Desperate Housewives. Like, I've watched it 3 times already this year. I've been watching it. I watch it almost like 3 times a year, kind of like Mean Girls. But Desperate Housewives, child, like, that show has me in a chokehold. But let's color correct with this Natasha Denona. I am in the shade C4. And with this, we're gonna concentrate on our hyperpigmentation, redness. And since I have peach to neutral undertones, this is the best shade for me. And this works a whole lot of magic. But we're gonna go in with a super thin layer because we do have more makeup add on to the face. But this is gonna give us like a blank canvas to start off with. And anywhere you see any darkness, redness, you want to go in with this, because this essentially, you're supposed to look like Caillou's head at the end of this, okay? Lil Bill, Caillou. But I'm gonna go in, sorry, I started blending already, but I'm gonna go in with this concealer brush. This is M131 by Morphe, and I'm just gonna use this to blend it all out. But as you can see, it's already doing the work. Take that into my eyelid as well. And since I have like really sharp shadows on my cheek too, I do want to concentrate on that. And since my most problematic area when it comes to like asymmetry is like my cheekbones, that's where I'm gonna concentrate to the most. And to kind of like marry the product in, because I feel like the brush is not really doing much, I am gonna go in and I am gonna use a beauty blender, and this is gonna take away all your gray casting from the makeup. Ooh, I don't want to get it all in my, I would prefer a darker shade, but y'all, every time I go to my Sephora, that shade is sold. So yeah, and I love this product in particular because it sets itself. Like, it genuinely sets itself in comparison to another color corrector I have to go in with another one. But this Natasha Denona one is extremely optional to go in with setting powder right after this. But since we done cleared that one out, I am going to now examine, like, I feel like my shadows have went away, and now like this one is not trying to go away. Let's go back in there. Okay, so now the majority of my shadows have went away, and I feel like I kind of gave myself like a blank canvas. I'm gonna go in with this L'Oreal, and I'm in the shade Cool 7. And since I have cool to neutral undertones, I genuinely love the fact that they have that line and this label there. If you have warm undertones, it might be like warm 7. And I'm just gonna paint that on my face. And I'm not like a habitual makeup wearer, but I do like to go in with the medium full coverage when I do this kind of makeup look, because I just know I'm gonna be layering a whole lot of products, and I just don't want to keep at the end of the whole. I'm just gonna do, I did like 2, this is my second cup, and I'm not gonna put any foundation under my eyes because the work that I needed to done under my eyes has been already. And we're just gonna use concealer for that process. But as of right now, I'm gonna go in with a super damp beauty blender, take the excess makeup on the back of my hand. Look at the batch. Hello. And just use the back of the beauty blender and tap in, pick up what doesn't need to be there, but blur out my whole entire face. Avoid getting it on your eyebrows. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit eyelid as well. Some things like bone structure, obviously you cannot change, but we're gonna finesse what we can with this look. So now that we look like we're painted and peed up there, yeah, I wanted to do some of the makeup that's under here, so I want to kind of like take foundation and there. Yeah, I've been loving wearing my natural hair so much. Hold on, let me this down for her. Okay, yeah, I've been loving wearing my natural hair so much. Like, oh my goodness, look at that shot. Anyways, going back to it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna contour. I know contouring and bronzing are like, sometimes I use those interchangeably, but there's a difference. Contouring, you're basically adding shadow to your face, and you're kind of like, you know, chiseling out your face, and it's a little bit cooler than a bronzer. Like these two, this is where I would say this is my bronzing shade and this is my contouring shade, because this one tends to lean more cooler and this one is warmer. So we want to go for something that is going to, for the contouring stage, we're gonna need something a little bit cooler, and then for the bronzing phase, we're gonna need a little bit something warmer. So obviously this shade here is going to be my contouring one. Just has a mind of its own. I mean, they both do, but we're trying to make them look as symmetrical as possible. So I'm gonna put a really thin line there, and then obviously go back in here with not as much. We're gonna put a little tiny bit here as well, and then we're gonna do that there. If you have the Mario F brush, you're gonna use the smaller end of it, but I also do have a drugstore alternative, and it's this Morphe brush, and it's super small, which is gonna allow me to keep my contour concentrated right here. Now I love this House of Labs because somehow they managed to hit the cooler stuff and the bronzing at the same time. But as you can see, we're already matching that cheekbone there, which I love. Can you see it? Okay. Do you see it, guys? Like, oh my goodness. And if you do feel like, oh, I need more concentration, which I do, because I feel like over here is popping a little bit more than than this side of the cheek is. Same exact foundation. Thank you. I'm gonna go in with the same exact bronze contour, because I feel like it's a contour shade. They have a large range, and yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit olivey green in comparison to the other one. I'm gonna take a more concentrated brush like this and then kind of bend that up a little bit more, because we're working in a smaller area. So I've given myself an illusion of a shadow. We're going in with my Kylie Cosmetics, and this is in the shade 7 Neutral. And since this is like a buildable foundation, y'all look at this. So this is a buildable concealer. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. I did make a tiny hiccup mistake, and I did not bronze a little bit before, but I am gonna take my this is Milani actually, and I'm gonna continue with the same theme as a smaller brush, because I'm gonna warm up the bronzer just a little bit, and just so it can give me a nice little transition, just like that. Same thing with this other side, just right above where I contoured. I'm gonna go in. Now if you are a cream blush girly, you would have done that step as well, but I'm not the biggest fan of cream blush. I don't know what it is, I just not. Then I'm also gonna marry my forehead. My forehead is a lot darker than I am, so I'm gonna take the same shade, well, I'm gonna take Silhouette, and I'm gonna bronze up Silhouette by Hourglass. I'm gonna take Silhouette by Hourglass, and I'm gonna bronze up my forehead a smidgy bit. Like, it's so crazy how it makes a world of a difference. And I do feel like deepening it up. Same brush from earlier, I'm dragging it down just a smidgy bit. Oh, so pretty. I'm gonna take this beauty blender, and I'm just gonna blend out my concealer. Now this blends out like a dream. I've ordered these. I believe these are my second set. I usually buy 2 at a time. One shade a little bit lighter, and then the other one maybe a bit closer to my complexion, because sometimes I do like wearing it by itself. But Kylie genuinely knocked it out the park with this concealer, and she also has I do have her skin tint as well. So, and I do want you to keep your tools on standby, because you never know, like, you might overblend. So be sure to keep them on standby. So I'm not gonna set my eyes right away with the setting powder. I'm gonna go in. So I'm actually not gonna set my eyes right away. I'm gonna go in with a pressed powder, and this is the MAC Studio Fix Plus. And I just want to look down a little bit before I set her. So, and then look up. I don't know, it just gives me an even blurred line. Even when you go the other way around where you set it and you add the pressed powder. I love MAC for this. They did such. I'm gagging. Okay, I'm an equal opportunity kind of girl. You see where this one is, what shade is this again? This is Cool 9 by L'Oreal True Match. This is the only contouring shade that I have. Again, you want it to be a cooler tone, not a bronzing turn tone. So we're gonna set the, I don't like how it looks right now. I do not want to set what I like. Okay, much better. So I'm gonna take a denser brush. Now these are typically used to set under the eyes, but I want something smaller to just get here. You can go about it like this, drag it up more, and then same thing here, drag it down a little bit. And then with this L'Oreal Infallible Blurring Balm, I'm gonna take the pink shade, because I do want to. I'm gonna take the pink shade. Always keep your tools on standby. I want to change beauty blend. Pop, do it. And I do love to show you guys what I'm working with. This is what it looks like up and close and personal, and then this is what it looks like a little bit back. As you can see, we are gagging this side, even though this side is a little bit more, Now I'm gonna go in with my Studio Fix Plus. This is essentially to set my foundation, but also I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to kind of gonna cut the jawline to wake her back up, and don't worry, we're gonna blend her out as well. And I'm gonna take like a fluffier brush. I'm gonna like, cause I don't want those harsh lines. I do want to look snatched. I'm gonna take this tapered brush. This is an old one by MAC. I mean by Morphe. You can see, babe. I see my chin, but I do want some warmth in my face because I don't want it to look too cool. And we need to set on bronzer, so I'm gonna do that. And the place where my face is a little bit darker, I'm a darker shade. Girl, my curls done fail. Okay, cool. And then tap a little bit over what I remember why that brush now. Cause I was looking at it, why don't I? Cause that's why. Every day when you're walking down, everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna contour my nose with just a small detail brush. I usually just go in with this shade here. I feel like it's the best shade for my complexion without making it look like I had a bad, terrible ethnic rhinoplasty. So I am going to use that, and then also use what we did earlier and give myself a new nose bridge because over here is a little bit crooked too. So I do like to go in with a little bit of a brush and kind of like finesse itself. And then for the tip of my nose, I'm gonna take the darker shade, chisel up my. What a wonderful kind of day. You can learn to walk and blink. So I am gonna highlight same old. Yeah. Okay. So I did go ahead and I did clean up my brows just to, but I feel like I've been too redundant with the blushes in the video. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be using my Milani Baked blush. This is a drugstore favorite, but I love a coral blush. Like I love a bake anything. Like I love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna take a smaller e.l.f. brush. Girl, trying to embarrass me. I'm gonna take this a smaller e.l.f. brush, and this is literally a blush brush. That's literally what it is. Gonna concentrate it on where my cheekbones, like the actual bone, is at. You feel like you need to touch it and see if you're in the right area. And then same thing here. And then I'm gonna go in with the combo that I tore down last. So I'm gonna take this shade here, and this is, they call it, what do y'all call it? Night Swim. This is Night Swim. It's just like, hold on, let me swatch for y'all so I can't really show it. It's like a more pigmented version of that one, but it's like so pretty to me and on me. So I'm gonna go in that. Ooh, and I hear I'm actually hitting my cheekbone, and no, I don't want to round them up because I want to look. I do feel like I need a smoother transition under here. I'm gonna take the pink shade instead because it's not like it's just sitting on top of my makeup and making a difference. So the pink one is what I'm gonna use instead to give me, what is it? I'm gonna take this powder melt one size because I do feel like I went in with a lot of powder. So I'm just gonna spray her down and let it sit for a little bit. This is the step I like to reiterate in each and every one of my videos. This is a step where I'm looking at, do I want to go brighter, darker? Do I want to minimize anything, add to it, take it away? But I seem to like it so far. This is what my skin is looking like right now. IRL. This is what you look like if you were in my face. So yeah. I do want to put a little bit of this Kosas on top. This is just like a sheer bronzer, I would call it. It's really pretty, really light. It's not gonna pull like even more cakiness to it, but I did start off with their travel size and ended up buying like the full one. And this is just primarily here to blend it all. And I love what it does for forehead. It has like a little iridescent feel to it. Can you see that? So I did go ahead and pop on some mascara on my bottom lash and in my lip. I don't know, I like this muted look, but I don't know how I feel about it all the way. But y'all, this is really it. This is me. This is what I do when I'm feeling a little bit one-sided. But this is the completed look. On my lip it's just the Edam lip balm. But if you haven't already, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. But until next time, you guys.